Will Render be able to stay at the top of the AI crypto sector is what we're going to be discussing in today's video. Hey guys, Foxy's Trading here, back with another crypto video for you guys, and we are back talking about Render. So I want to talk about two posts that I saw on Twitter, and then we're going to look at market structure, obviously, and then we're going to call it a day for the video. So the first post is this, right? AI is dead is the laziest take in crypto right now. And I have seen a lot of takes like this saying that the AI narrative has shifted down and that people aren't really interested in AI the way they were earlier on. And I disagree with that take, and this graph kind of really shows it off also. So there's many projects here, many that are working with big tech, many that aren't working with big tech, but that are still strong projects, okay? Render obviously is the one that we're going to be talking about today. Working with Apple, right? I have made a video about this in the past, but I want to kind of just resurface that topic. Right? So let's talk about how they are working with Apple, because it's a little bit more complex than you would think. It's not just a one-on-one partnership with Apple. Something like that has not been released just yet. So we know that Render powers decentralized GPU rendering, right? And OTOY is the company behind Render. It built Octane X. And that is what GPU renders that runs natively on Apple hardware, right? Whether that's MacBooks or iPads or iMac, right? That is what they are using. So OTOY is in collaboration with Apple. So the Octane X, from what I have read, is in Mac stores. Like, you can see it. There is some headlines about it, but it is not Render. And we would want Render to officially partner with Apple. And I think in the future it will happen, because this is the correct step that they are taking, right? As I've said in my last video, in my couple videos, they are really progressing towards the art industry. And I want them to progress out of it and go into more bigger and more money focused sectors, such as gaming, such as AI, such as hardware, things like that, right? And Apple is the right step to that. So Apple have said in the past that we support Octane X on MacBooks and iPads and show it and try to market it. And then Render, what they said in tandem with that was that Octane X can plug into the Render network, so Apple creatives can tap into that decentralized GPU power. Okay, so this is what we need from Render pushing forward, and the AI scene is definitely not dead, right? It's not even close. We can see so many companies are working with other people, right? Obviously today we just want to talk about Render, but there's many projects here that I am a part of also that I like. Fetch is a decent one, right? But that's a whole another video on Fetch alone. So that was Render and Apple. And then what else can we talk about? Top deepened projects by social activity. So we can see Render is 1, 2, 3, 4. They are 5th on this list, followed by Zbeck. Funny enough, because Zbeck is probably my favorite crypto project of the year. But if you guys haven't checked it out or know what it is, check out my videos. Make a bunch of them. So we have Tau, Link, ICP, Rose, which Rose is unfamiliar with me, but obviously these three projects have been in the world forever, very long time, very strong projects. And it is good to see just by social activity that Render is not dying out. I don't want them to leave this list because we need to keep eyes on Render. There was a time where Render was absolutely everywhere, right? People were talking about Render, saying to invest in Render. This is when it was around $10. And then as price started to shift to the downside, the narrative kind of went away and people stopped talking about it. And it's kind of strange that they did, because Render is still such a strong project. yes, maybe price has went down such as every other crypto, but that doesn't mean that what they are trying to do is not amazing and that they can really be a massive player in the game if they just take a few right steps, and they could definitely go back to that $10 mark in altcoin season. And that's what we're going to have a look at in just a second, looking at price and the chart. So CoinMarketCap first. Render is down slightly on price in the week, slightly up in market cap, and down in volume. People are not buying just yet, and I think there is a good zone where they will be buying with confirmation. So we'll talk about that very soon. 84% bullish on the community sentiment, so we are still believers in Render and on pretty much all of the big exchanges. So looking at the Render chart now, right? If we go on the weekly, just so I can show you guys everything what I was looking at, right? This was kind of our support level in the past. We broke past support, and now we are trending downward, right? You can very clearly see that. From our highs, we have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? Lower low. Trend to the downside. Everybody can see that bearish trend. Okay, so we've established we have broken below our support zone. We have actually even respected it before pushing to the downside. So we know that this is a strong area. And now we are in a bearish trend. So what do I have marked up? I have this daily fair value gap. And I think this daily fair value gap is very, very important because we can see how many times Render, basically almost every day in the last week or two, Render has tested this area and it has not been able to push down, or I should say, sorry, push up to give us a bullish momentum, right? We have respected it and we have pushed further down. So we pushed further down and we swept out this smaller substructure of liquidity. Why? Because liquidity here was swept and next liquidity was not able to take it out. So we can assume that this is a strong low point. Is it our strongest low point? No. Why? Because our strongest low point is all the way down here. Now, do I think Render is going to get to down here? Absolutely not. Would I want that? Absolutely not. A part of me as an investor, sure, you know, you can buy up here for massive gains, but I don't want to go all the way down there because then the reaccumulation to the upside is going to take a while. Okay. So this daily fair value gap is really what I think we have to wait for, right? We got our manipulation on Sunday/Monday because Bitcoin dropped $6,000 overnight on Sunday evening when things were closed, and it was just pure manipulation of the market. They swept liquidity, took their shorts. The money makers, the market makers made their money, and then the market just simply rebalanced itself naturally, okay? And once again, we are headed back into this zone. So ideally for myself, I want to see Render close above it with strong buying pressure, retest it, support this area before giving us a push to the upside. Because as of right now, we are still trending down, right? We have our highs, we have our lows, we have our lower highs, we have our lower lows. Right? It's a trend to the downside. We have not made any higher highs yet. We have not made any lower highs yet either, right? Or higher lows, sorry, I should say. So that's what we want to start looking out for. And I think once we close above here, I think the volume will pick up because it will be a confirmation play for many people that, okay, price is ready to push to the upside and we can start targeting these highs and these highs right over here for a larger bullish shift. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. Now, is this a good time to buy? Absolutely, right? Renders at such a discounted price that I think anywhere sub $2 is a no-brainer to invest. Now, if we look at the larger time frame, right? I never like giving large predictions, but where do I see price headed into 2026? If we get altcoin season, and I do think we are going to get it in 2026. So I have said this in the past. I think this liquidity right here is very, very strong. I think that is where price is going to go. And as of right now, sitting, filming this, recording it for you guys, the way I am thinking is, okay, I reinvested, I should say, back at $1.70, right? So if price hits $12, to me, that is a good time to sell. Now, when we get there, things can change, right? Because if we just break above and there is an insane amount of buying pressure, I don't want to sell, right? I am trying to sell at the tippy top. That will be when price goes up and then we start consolidating, right? And then we start seeing a shift to the downside. In this area, I would want to sell. Yes, is it possible that we can go higher up? Sure. But once I start seeing buying pressure being exhausted, that is my time to go. So what else can we see pushing up? We're going to have this zone, this large zone that has tested price 3 weeks in a row right here before giving us the push to the downside. So we still have a lot way to go. And at $6, when we close above here, then things will really start to push up. And then I think we're going to be halted at the $9 area. And then we're going to have to obviously see how price is trading. We are still a long way to go from that. So let's look at the smaller substructure. And you guys know that this is my view. Now, what else can we say on the 4 hourly, right? We have formed, many of you guys won't hear this term from many people, won't know what it is. This is what we call a balanced price range, a BPR. Why? Because we have our imbalance in price here and an imbalance in price here are almost formed in the same area. So we can see that this is a strong zone. It has been tested already in the past and it has not wanted to close below. Is it possible we close below? Sure, anything is possible in the market. Is it probable? No. That's why I think this area is a strong buying area. And we got to see if maybe we're going to be getting something like this in a box trading. Okay. So you guys know my current view on Render, where to buy, where do I think it's going, what scenarios are possible. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment. If you have any questions, concerns, anything at all, Render to the moon. If you're holding, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me. Do your own research because I am not a financial advisor, and I'll see you in the next video.